think so. right, here we are. Flyers versus Jaguars. Nickel steps in to take the draw. Jaguars pick it up. Felix steals that off of them, brings it up far near wing. Over the red line, chips it into the corner. Nickel behind the Jaguars goal, sends it to Guglietti on the half boards. To Felix. Jaguars get a piece of it. He fell. Guglietti with a good stick keeps the puck in the zone. To Nickel in the corner. Nickel spinning. Got to use your point men, boys. Savory pinches in to keep that puck along the half boards in deep. Jaguars pick it up behind their net. Go out the far side to the point. O'Shea's there, sends it back in the far corner to Nickel. Nickel's got two men on him. Guglietti steps in the near corner. Thrown across to Felix, misfired. Couldn't get the shot off. Nickel backhands to O'Shea at the blue line. Kept in. Across to Savory. Jaguars clear the zone. O'Shea picks it up just outside the blue line. Brings it back in. O'Shea to Felix. To Nickel off the boards. Nickel in the middle. Lets a shot go. Deflected in front to the far corner. Guglietti. Flyers forwards are trying to be called off. Guglietti comes out from behind the net. Loose puck. Lifted over the net. Jaguars out the far side. Overskated it. Nickel picks it up. To Felix in the corner. Or out front. Off the crossbar. Guglietti with the rebound. Off the backhand. Buries it for one. Flyers goal scored by number 6, Massimo Guglietti. Assisted by number 88, James Felix, sorry. Telford steps in to take the draw. He wins it back to Sloan at his own blue line. Sloan up to center ice for Lunny, just out of his reach. Lunny keeps it there. Clear to the blue line. Telford brings it in. Across to Andrade. Andrade steps through traffic. Lost the handle. Loose puck at the top of the slot. Chipped in by Mass. To the blue line. Jaguars chip it out over the boards. Over the line. Into the Flyers' end. Mass touches it. And that'll be a Flyers penalty. Telford, 2 minutes for body contact. Andrade steps in to take the draw. Jaguars win the draw. To their point, Lunny got a piece of it to Andrade, out over the blue line, up to Lunny on the backhand. Lunny down the far wing, in the zone. Lunny, shot, missed just wide. Rebound picked up by Andrade to Sloan at the point. He lets a shot go, missed just wide. Rebound out the far side. Lunny to Andrade, back to Sloan at the point. Shot through traffic, deflected wide to the near corner. Lunny picks it up behind the goal. Chips it to the far half boards. Keeps it there. Lunny in the corner. Out to Andrade with the shot. It's just on the inside. Rebound picked up by the Jaguars. They'll chip that to the blue line and out. Mass with a good stick. Lunny in offside. Just cleared the zone and peeled back in a little too quick. Darling in for the draw, just outside the Jaguar zone. 7:10 to go in the period. Jaguars win it, back in their own end. To the blue line, Darling kept it in. Good battle, brings it to the corner. Walks out front with it, lets a shot go, and it's in. Flyers goal scored by number 39, Hudson Darling. 7 minutes to go in the period. 1:03 to go in the Flyers penalty. Darling back in for the draw. Wins it to Ambrosio. Ambrosio tries to throw it through the skates of the attacker. They'll chip it into the Flyers zone. Jeffrey Stedman out the far corner for Way, just behind him. To the half boards. Jaguars keep it in. Centering pass. Cleared out of the way by Darling. There's an extra puck. I guess the refs didn't check the nets after the warm-up. That puck should be outside the zone, but for the face-off. But Flyers had possession and they were leaving, so don't quite understand. Darling in for the draw. Jaguars win another one. Brings it off the boards, thrown towards the net, cleared to the blue line by Jeffrey Steadman. Jaguars back at center ice to the near wing, left there. Jaguars stripped by Ambrosio, back to Jeffrey Steadman to the near corner. Jeffrey Steadman having a look, sends that high, touched by a high stick, no call, no icing. Ambrosio touches the puck first, peels in off the boards, walks out front, shot, blocker save, rebound, jumps on by the goaltender. 10 seconds to go in the Flyers penalty. Face off to the right of the Jaguars goaltender. DeCamillo steps in to take the draw. Jaguars win it. Felix picks it up, misfired, loose puck, picked up by Felix, just overskated it. DeCamillo gets bumped. Savory pinching, gets it to the near corner for Felix. Felix steps around a hit, still has it, shovels it towards the net. The goaltender will cover it for a whistle. Nickel in for the draw. Nickel wins it to Guglietti. Felix with a quick shot. Pad save, rebound. Goes behind the Jaguars goal. They'll skate it to the far corner. Pass to the near side. Guglietti strips it. Gets it out front. Felix just couldn't get for Nickel, couldn't get a stick on it. Jaguars clear it down the far wing into the Flyers' end. O'Shea back to touch it. And that'll be icing. Nickel back in for the draw. Nickel wins it straight to Guglietti's backhand. Guglietti peels to the corner. Sends it out front for Felix. Just hops under a stick. Nickel, great back check. Gets a piece of it, but clears the zone. Nickel skating through traffic. Up the near wing, lifts it in across to the boards to the near corner. Jaguars get a piece to the far side. Guglietti steps in. Back to Nickel. Thrown out front. Bounces over Guglietti's stick. He gets back to pick it up. Peels to the point. Guglietti through traffic, has the stick checked. Jaguars pick it up. They'll clear the zone. Off the far boards. O'Shea to Nickel. Jaguars chip it back in. O'Shea to Savory. Savory up to center ice for Felix. Felix through center. In over the blue line, he's alone. Throws it on net, he scores. Flyers goal scored by number 88, James Felix. Assisted by number 6, Massimo Guglietti. Telford steps in for a draw. Won by the Jaguars, back to their blue line. Lunny jumps all over that, chips it forward. On target, the goaltender will cover it for a whistle. Telford back in for the draw, deep in the Jaguar zone. He wins it. Lunny to Mass at the point. Shot on net. Pad save, rebound. Deflected just wide. Andrade in the corner. Sends it behind the net, picks it up himself to the near side, to Sloan at the point. Sloan back in for Andrade. He's under pressure. Jaguars come up with it. Clear it to center ice. Jaguars down the near wing. Cross ice to the middle. Flyers let that one go through. Luckily, they couldn't handle the pass. Cleared around the far boards for Andrade. Andrade to Telford in traffic. Telford shakes off an attacker in over the blue line. Telford to the corner. Lifted it a little too high, intended for Lunny. Sloan pinching. Throws it on net, blocked in front to the corner. Jaguars clear it back to the Sloan at the point. Shot. Bouncing puck. Deflected just wide. Lunny picks it up behind the net. Throws it out front for Telford. Telford airmails that over the goal. Andrade picks it up, brings it to the far corner, sends it to the near side. Telford lets it go for Sloan. Sloan lets a shot go, blocked in front by the Jaguars. Cleared to Mass. He shoots. Blocked in front. Bouncing puck. Finally touched by the Jaguars. They'll bring it up the near wing. Passed out over the blue line to the far side. Mass gets back first off the boards for Telford. Telford stripped by Lunny. He runs it in over the blue line. Picked up by the Jags, and they'll send it down the far wing. Flyers are changing. Way gets there first. Way behind to the near corner. Along the near wing. Just lost it. Gets the blue line and out. Jaguars send it back in the zone to the far corner. Jeffrey Stedman picks it up. Waits, sends it to the near wing for Way. Way for DeCamillis. Bad timing. Jaguars dump it back in the corner. Jeffrey Stedman behind the goal to the far wing for Ambrosio at the half boards. One touch, couldn't get it past the D. Way off the back boards to the near corner. Jeffrey Stedman to DeCamillis. Intended for Darling, but intercepted by the Jaguars. Back to Jeffrey Stedman to the far wing. Way clears the ice, touched by Jaguars at center ice. No icing. DeCamillis. He's on his horse, picks it up in the near corner. Hits the brakes, comes out the near side, throws it out front. Ambrosio couldn't settle it down. Jaguars get a piece of it. DeCamillis lifts the stick, gets the puck in the corner. He gets bumped right in front of the ref, no call. Ambrosio picks the puck up, sends it to Way at the point with a shot. Missed a mile wide. Rebound all the way down into the Flyers zone. Jeffrey Stedman back, picks the puck up in the near corner, set there by Dittman. Up to Ambrosio at the blue line. He'll send it center ice for Nickel. Stabs at it, gets it in over the blue line. Jaguars clear it right back out. Jaguars to the Flyers blue line. Way to the near wing. In over the blue line. He'll chip it in behind the Flyers goal. Way off the boards for Felix. Felix couldn't hold it. Jaguars keep it in, send it across ice to the far wing. Savory to Guglietti at center ice. Guglietti in over the blue line. Backhand and it's in. Flyers goal scored by number 6, Massimo Guglietti. 38.7 seconds to go in the period. Nickel in for the draw. Scrum draw. Picked up by the Jaguars. They'll bring it in over the blue line. Guglietti does a great job breaking up that play. O'Shea to the far wing to the blue line, kept in. Back to O'Shea. Savory along the near wing to Felix. He'll send it down to center ice. Picks it up himself, runs out of room, runs into Guglietti. Jaguars send it to the far wing. Back over the blue line. Nickel almost got a piece of it. Jaguars drive it up along the far wing, in over the blue line. O'Shea swipes at it, gets it to the corner behind the Flyers goal. Thrown out front. And that'll do it for the first period. Fairly one-sided game. I don't think Jaguars have a shot on that. go for the second period. Telford steps in for the draw. Telford wins it clean to Sloan on the point. Up to Lunny on the wing. In over the blue line, in traffic, runs into some skates. Jaguars pick it up and skate it out of their zone. Through the D, great stick by Sloan to break that up. Mass off the wing to center ice for Andrade. Swipes at it, couldn't get a piece deep enough. Sloan picks it up back in his own zone. Off the far wing for Lunny. He gets pinned against the boards. Telford picks up the loose puck through traffic, touched by Richmond Hill, and that'll get the whistle for the body contact. Richmond Hill penalty, 2 minutes for body contact. 14:29 to go in the second period. Let's go. Telford in to take the draw. He wins it to Lunny in the corner. Lunny drives it below the goal line. Comes up the near wing to Mass at the point. Mass winds up through traffic. Rebound buried. Andrade couldn't get a stick on it to bury it in the goal. Loose puck picked up by Jaguars. To the blue line. Just kept in by Telford to Andrade along the near wing. Andrade cross ice for Lunny. Shot. What a save. Darling steps in to take the draw. He wins it to DeCamillis, to Way at the point. Way with a shot. Missed wide, rebound to the near half boards, picked up by Ambrosio. He sends that to the far corner for DeCamillis. DeCamillis tries to throw it out front. Comes to the blue line, Way swipes at it, gets it to Jeffrey Stedman on the far wing. He sends it to the corner, picked off by the Jaguars. Way dumps it back in the zone. Flyers clear. Darling in on forecheck. Comes to Way at the point. Shot. Pad save. Off the toe. Ambrosio picks up the rebound. Throws that on net. It's a good stick to keep that puck out of the way. Darling picks it up in the corner. Darling out front for Ambrosio. Shot into the glove. Darling back in for the draw. Wins it to Jeffrey Stedman. He lets a shot go over the net. Darling picks up the rebound in the far corner. Turns. Gets it to DeCamillis. To Ambrosio on the near side. To Way at the point. Way throws it on net. Misses wide. Rebound to Jeffrey Stedman at pinching. He'll lift that to the far corner for DeCamillis. DeCamillis brings it to the near side. Hits the brakes, throws it out front, loose puck on Ambrosio, stick shot in the pads, and the goaltender jumps on it for the whistle. Nichols steps in for the draw. 15 seconds to go on the Flyers penalty, or power play. Nickel wins it through the legs of Felix. That puck will roll out over the blue line. O'Shea fires it back in. Jaguars send that down the ice. Dittman comes out, sends it to O'Shea in the near corner. O'Shea up the boards through Guglietti's feet. Jaguars pick it up at center ice and dump it back in the zone. Jaguars are offside. O'Shea gets the blue line up to center ice into the Jaguar zone, and icing. 12:10 to go in the second period. Nickel in for the draw. Just a quick whistle. Guess they didn't like where Felix was lined up. Guglietti to take the draw. Scrum draw. O'Shea gets it in the corner. Sends it to the point. Held there by the Jaguars. Shot on net, picked off by Savory. He'll backhand that to the blue line. And the skates of Felix. Out the far wing. Felix changes directions, comes through center ice. Shovels it over the blue line. Loose puck cleared out by the Jaguars. To O'Shea. He'll send it into the zone. Guglietti pressuring. Felix kept it there at the blue line. Loose puck picked up by O'Shea. He'll send it off the boards to the near corner. Guglietti behind, picks it up. Gets taken down behind the net, no call. Jaguars pick it up in the far corner. To the blue line, just out. Savory at center ice. To Felix. Jaguars strip it and send it back down the far wing. Savory in the corner. Hits the brakes before he gets pinned. Savory backhands that to the blue line. Guglietti with a good stick. Gets it up to neutral ice. To Felix at the blue line. Felix gets run over. No call. That's not. Nickel picks it up in the corner. Throws it out front. Intended for Felix. Couldn't pick it up. Jaguars send it to the blue line. O'Shea keeps it in. For a second. Still there. Jaguars clear it to the far side. Up to center ice. Chip that into the Flyer zone. Savory's back. Gets tripped up. Puck settles down in the far corner. O'Shea, he's there. He rides his guy into the boards. Andretti picks the puck up on the near half boards. To Telford. Jaguars back in the Flyers' end. Shot missed wide. Rebound goes to the far corner. Jaguars still on it. Pick it up behind the Flyers' goal. Telford sends it to the corner. Back to Telford behind his net. Send up to the half boards. Lunny gets run over. In front of the ref, no call. Nickel, or Andretti, sorry, he's in. Picks the loose puck up in the slot. Lets the shot go blocked. Rebound goes to the far corner. Cleared to the half boards. Picked off by Lunny. He runs into traffic. Gets to Andretti to Mass. Mass shoots. Tipped just wide of the net. Lunny in the far corner. He's getting a little bit bumped. Telford with the puck. He'll send that to the far wing. Sloan to the blue line just outside. Telford picks it up. Fires it back in the zone. Lunny in on the forecheck. Jaguars send it to the near wing. Andretti to Telford. Telford steps around one, gets the puck in deep to the corner. Telford with some room. To Andretti with the shot. Loose puck. Cleared out of the way by the Jaguars to the near wing. To the half boards. That'll roll down into the Flyers' end. Jaguars pick it up. Sloan with a great back check. Gets a piece of it. Keeps it in the corner. To the blue line. Kept in by the Jaguars. They'll peel off. Sloan sends it to the blue line. Just kept in. Jaguars chip it to the corner. Mass. To Ambrosio at the half boards. Ambrosio chips it over the offense. Center ice. Darling strips it, spins through center ice, in over the blue line, gets it to the near corner. Off the side of the net, loose puck, Ambrosio scores off the rebound. Flyers goal scored by number 68, Braden Ambrosio. The assist by 39, Hudson Darling. 8:26 to go in the second period. Darling back in for the draw. He wins it to Jeffrey Stedman back at his blue line. Across to Way on the near wing. Way up to Darling and over the blue line. Darling under pressure. Walks it front, scores. Flyers goal scored by number 39, Hudson Darling. Nickel steps in to take the draw after that Flyers goal. He wins it to Guglietti, just lost in his feet to Way. Way gets center ice, tries to send it into the zone, stop there at the blue line. Nickel, Guglietti, and Way all battling for it at the blue line. Jaguars get a piece of it, send it back to the Flyers zone. Jeffrey Stedman to the near wing. Nobody's there except for the Jaguars. Guglietti drags it to the corner. Oh, got away with a little bit of a trip there, but Jaguars pick it up. To the point, Way winds up. Shot blocked. The body's flying everywhere. Nickel has it stripped. Jaguars come up with it. Through center ice. In over the Flyers blue line in the far wing. To the corner. Tried to throw it out front. Nickel and Jeffrey Stedman both got a piece of it to keep it out of the way. Sent behind the Flyers goal to the far corner. Felix. Felix saw Guglietti just a little too slow. Jaguars still with possession in the near wing. This played back to the point. Shot through traffic. Doesn't reach the net. Cleared to the blue line and out. Jaguars dump it back in the Flyers' end. Jeffrey Stedman to Nickel at center ice. Nickel takes it wide. Somehow that was onside. Nickel out front for Guglietti. Back to Nickel off the side of the net to the near corner. Felix. Jaguars got a piece of it. Way pinching. Keeps it in momentarily to the blue line. Felix back to Way. Way gets that off the boards, but right to the Jaguars. Jaguars up through center ice. In over the Flyers blue line. Jeffrey Stedman keeping him on the outside. Jeffrey Stedman spins, takes it back to the far corner. They got Lunny up at center ice. All alone. Telford through neutral ice, in over the blue line, across to Andrade. Andrade with the shot, over the goalie and in the net. Flyers goal scored by number 91, Nathan Andrade. Assisted by number 29, Callum Telford. 6:05 to go in the second period. Telford in for the draw. Scrum draw won by the Jaguars. Back to their defense. Kicked in off the skate into the blue line. Telford applying pressure. Strips out when he's got Andrade waiting out front for him. All alone. Back to Telford. Andrade shot. Loose puck. Comes to O'Shea, who's pinching. Lets it one go. Deflected wide on the stick of Andrade. Shot backhand. Missed just wide. Lunny to Telford. Quick moves. Gets it out of trouble. Jaguars get a piece of it and send that down the ice. Off the far boards, across the goal line, and that'll be icing. Darling steps in to take the draw. Won by the Jaguars. To the far corner. Here to the near wing. Ambrosio gets a piece of it in the corner. He spins, takes it back in deep. Centering pass. Intercepted by the Jaguars. Darling's all over it. Backhands it off the boards. The Jaguars straight to O'Shea. Shot. Tipped by Ambrosio. Ooh. Quick reaction by the Jaguars goaltender to keep that one out. Darling back in for the draw. One cleanly to Savory on his backhand. Savory changes directions, lets the shot go. Glove down by the goaltender. Darling back in for the draw. Wins clean again to Savory. Savory spinning at the half boards, using kind of deep. Lets it go. Darling got a piece of it. Cleared out behind the net by the Jaguars to DeCamillis. Goaltender off DeCamillis with a shot. Goalie got a piece of it. Savory back in deep behind the goal. Jaguars pick it up, send it to the far corner. DeCamillis picks it up. Oh, no, just overskated it. Jaguars on it. To the blue line, kept in by Savory. He lets the shot go. On target, loose puck. Cleared out of the way by the Jaguars. Ambrosio and Darling were all over that one. Ambrosio gets taken down. Jaguars to the far side. DeCamillis struggled. Got a piece of it to Darling. Darling to Felix. Felix winds up, lets a shot go, missed just wide. Rebound comes to Savory at the far half boards. He'll send it in deep for DeCamillis. Lets it go to Darling, back to DeCamillis. Tries to throw it out front off the side of the net. Jaguars to the blue line, just out. Flyers are clearing. Jaguars fire that down the ice for icing. Nickel in for the draw. From draw, won by the Jaguars to the far corner. Lifted high over Guglietti's head to Mass at the half boards. Pinching, keeps it in to Guglietti in the corner. He walks out through traffic. Guglietti to Sloan at the point. Sloan with the shot blocked in front by Nickel. He got a piece of the rebound, backhands that. Goaltender, cover it. Nickel back in for the draw. One to Guglietti on his stick, breaks through some traffic, loose puck. Guglietti buries it. Flyers goal scored on number 6, Massimo Guglietti. 3:17 to go in the second period. Nickel back in for the draw after that Flyers goal. From draw, in the feet of Nickel. Felix almost came up with the Jaguars do. They're in over the Flyers zone. Dumped it into the far corner. Sloan fires it around the far boards onto the stick of Felix. Drop pass picked off by the Jaguars. Sloan gets a piece of it to center ice for Felix. Felix in over the red line. Held there, touched by number 6 for offside. .250 to go in the second period. Andrade in for the or Telford in for the draw. He wins it forward. Jaguars pick it up and clear it out of the zone. Lunny off the far boards. Gets the puck in deep behind the Jaguars' goal. Andrade to the near wing for forechecking. Telford got away with that one. Puck picked up at center ice by the Jaguars to Mass. He gets tripped up. Loose puck. Back in the Jaguar zone to the near wing. Off a skate. Andrade goes in to pick it up. Jaguars beat him to the chase. To the half boards. Mass walks off the boards with it. Just overplayed it. To the Jaguars, they'll clear that down the ice. That is the first shot on net. Sloan cross to Lunny on the far wing. Lunny clears the zone, lifts that to Andrade at the Jaguars' blue line. Andrade centering pass intended for Telford, just out of his reach. Jaguars clear to the half boards. Andrade picks it up. Gets a piece of it, cleared to the blue line and out by the Jaguars. Sloan back to collect it in his own end. Off the boards, dumped back in by the Jaguars. They're offside. I guess they're not offside. Lunny at the half boards. Dropped it back for Telford. Telford through traffic. In over the blue line, Telford with speed, gets tripped up. Puck goes to the far corner, no whistle at all. Jaguars send that down the ice. No icing. Dittman sets it up for Jeffrey Stedman. To Way. Way takes it out the opposite side. Up to DeCamillis at his own blue line. He chips it to the far boards. Runs out of room, gets the puck in the zone. Darling setting it up. Backhand that to Ambrosio. Ambrosio stick checked. Way kept it in the zone. To DeCamillis. Through the legs. The goaltender jumps on that for the whistle. 46.5 seconds to go in the period. Darling in for the draw. Wins it to the feet of DeCamillis, picked up by the Jaguars. Ambrosio steals it from him. Walks in, throws it high over the net to the near corner for Darling. Darling off the boards, walks out front, drops it for Way. Way. That was offside. Sends it back in. Jaguars pick it up behind their own goal. All three of the Flyers forwards in on the forecheck. Pass to the far wing. To center ice, Jeffrey Stedman sends that to the blue line. DeCamillis brings it in. DeCamillis in traffic, all kinds of pressure, kicks it up forward. Darling picks it up with the shot. Lugs, and it's in at the buzzer. They'll give it to him. Flyers goal scored by number 7, Luca DeCamillis. All right, here we go, starting the third period. Nichols steps in to take the draw. Who wins that clean to Guglietti. Guglietti kicks it to the blue line. Felix drags it in. Felix shovels it towards the net. Guglietti, he buries another one. Flyers goal scored by number 6, Massimo Guglietti. Assisted by number 88, James Felix. Nickel shoving his mouthguard back into his face to take the draw. Scrum draw. Nickel kicks it forward to Felix, just overskated it. Jaguars pick it up. Skated up the far wing. Back in over the Flyers' blue line, chipped it off the boards behind the goal. Centering attempt off the side of the net. O'Shea back, sends it to the far corner. Guglietti spins, gets a piece of it. Savory struggling, gets it back to O'Shea. Loose puck, picked up by the Jaguars. Back to Savory to Guglietti. Guglietti out over the blue line, sends it across ice, intended for Felix, intercepted by the Jaguars. They'll send it back in the Flyers zone. O'Shea for Guglietti, stretch pass, untouched. They'll call that icing. Telford steps in for the draw to the left of Dittman. He wins it. Jaguars all over the loose puck. Thrown out front. Shot blocked in front. Lunny got a piece to clear it out to Andrade on the far wing. Andrade cross ice for Telford. Telford up through center ice in over the blue line. Picks up the loose puck. Drives it to the corner. Maybe a bit of a hook. Telford gets it to the corner. Fires it around to the far boards. Lunny was on it. Jaguars chip it down into the Flyers' end. Sloan back to collect it. They'll call icing off. Sloan to Lunny. To Telford just behind him. He lets that go to Andrade. Andrade in over the blue line all alone. Andrade moves left, shoots to the right. Flyers goal scored by number 91, Nathan Andrade. 13:28 to go in the third period. Telford back in for the draw. Telford wins the draw. Jaguars pick it up to center ice, in over the near wing. Shot from the point, steered wide by Dittman. Here to the half boards for Andrade. Tried to get it to Telford. Mass in the corner for Andrade. Mass to Telford out over the blue line. Telford up the far wing, kicks it forward. He's under pressure. Puck goes to the far corner. Lunny applying pressure. Jaguars bring it to the near side. Off the half boards. And they'll skate it out. Jaguars through the center. Sloan bumps his man. Jaguars in over the blue line all alone. Shot. Dittman steers that away to the far corner. Mass to Andrade. Darling lifts a stick back to Andrade. To Ambrosio in his feet. He'll just backhand that to center ice, picked up by Darling. Darling in over the blue line. Across to DeCamillis with the shot tipped wide. Rebound out the far side. Good stick by Ambrosio. Gets it to Darling. Darling behind the goal. Brings it to the near corner. To Jeffrey Stedman at the point. Across to Way. Way back in deep for DeCamillis. Out front. Intended for Darling, but he was tied up. Jeffrey Stedman keeps it in. To Ambrosio on the half boards. Ambrosio out front to Darling. Darling shot tipped high over the net into the mesh. Flyers did a good job moving the puck around there. Darling in for the draw. Darling wins it clean to Jeffrey Stedman at the point. He sends it off near half boards for DeCamillis. DeCamillis sends it behind the net for Darling. Darling to the far corner. Darling walks up to the point, across to Jeffrey Stedman. Jeffrey Stedman with a shot deflected wide. DeCamillis picks up the loose puck. Out front for Darling. Darling in traffic. Comes to Way at the blue line, chipped out. Darling picks it up at center ice. Brings it back in the zone. Darling steps around the defense. He gets held up, tackled down. Ambrosio spins, fires, loose puck to the near corner for Darling. Darling off the boards for Jeffrey Stedman. He'll send it back into the corner. Darling in the far corner. To Ambrosio in the slot shot. Glove shave. He'll hold that for the whistle. 11 minutes to go in the third period. Nickel steps in to take the draw. From draw. Jaguars send it to the far corner. Felix all over that one. Felix behind the net. Changes direction, sends it out to Guglietti on the wing. Guglietti turns. Here's your point. Across to Savory. Savory winds up, throws it on net. Nickel couldn't quite get the redirect. Back to Guglietti in the corner. Guglietti, Jaguars up the wing to O'Shea at the point. He lets a shot go, blocked in front. Rebound to Nickel, loose puck. That was a quick whistle, but no, the puck was in the corner when the ref blew it down, but that's all right. Nickel back in for the draw. Wins cleanly off of Felix's shin guards. O'Shea lifts that to the far corner. Felix off the far boards for O'Shea. Dumped back in for Felix. Guglietti picks it up behind the goal. Loose puck. Jaguars overskated. Felix and Luke Guglietti battling it out. Puck comes out front. Nickel circles through traffic. Shot tipped high over the net. Here's your point, boys. Telford steps in to take the draw. From draw, right to Andretti's shot, missed just wide. Lunny picks it up, centers it for Telford, couldn't get the one-timer off. Jaguars pick it up, skate it out of their zone. Jaguars up through center ice into the Flyers' end. O'Shea pinches his man, puck squirts to the blue line. That was offside. Jaguars back in the Flyer zone. That'll be offside again. Telford in for the draw just outside the Flyer zone. He wins it to Lunny, plays it through his skates up to center ice. Almost got a piece of it. Jaguars back to the Flyers' blue line. Sloan to Lunny, one touch to Telford, in over the blue line to the near wing. Across to Lunny. Lunny tried to center it for Andretti. Puck comes back to Telford in the corner. Cross ice. Andretti to Mass. Mass with the shot. Had that deflected. Played off the far wing. Mass stops out at center ice. For Andretti picks it up. To Telford at the blue line. Telford with Lunny. Telford hits Lunny. In over the blue line. Shot. Loose puck. They'll get that for the whistle. Lunny was in just a little too tight. Darling steps in for the draw. Jaguars win it to the near boards. Played to Sloan at the point. Sloan across. And both players are going to the box. G. Camillus and one of the Jaguars. Offsetting minors. Darling in for the draw. Scrum draw, one back by Darling to Sloan. Sloan with the shot from the point, tipped, loose puck. Darling off the side of the net, tries to do the wraparound. Couldn't get it. Jaguars pick it up in the near corner. Off the glass to the blue line, kept in by Sloan. Jaguars pick it up. Lifted off the glass again to center ice. Sloan got a piece of it across to Mass. Mass in over the blue line. He'll skate through traffic, shovels it towards the goal, and he'll hold it for the whistle. 8.5 minutes to go in the third period. Darling on the draw to Felix, or Ambrosio, sorry, with the one-timer, didn't get all of it. Ambrosio to the near boards. Shovels it out through the blue ice, loose puck. Jeffrey Stedman thought about pinching, picked up by the Jaguars. They'll play it out wide off the far boards. Jeffrey Stedman clears his own away. He touches it, leaves it there for Darling. Odd man rush, Darling in over the blue line. Darling shoots, he scores. Flyers goal scored by number 39, Hudson Darling. Nickel in for the draw. Won by the Jaguars. Guglietti almost jumped all over it. Back to Lunny, who kicks it to the Flyers' blue line for Jeffrey Stedman. Jeffrey Stedman back in his own zone, sends it on the far wing for Guglietti, who gets there first, just overskated it, gets it to the half boards and holds it there. Nickel helps him out, gets it to the corner. Jaguars sends it to the near side. Lunny sends it out front. Nickel on that loose puck. Guglietti to the point, Way. Just holds the blue line, drives it in to the half boards. Jaguars to the blue line and out. Lunny's there battling, gets it to Nickel. Still at the blue line, just in front of the Jaguars bench. Puck squirts out. Jeffrey Stedman picks it up back in his own zone. Sends it across for Guglietti, patiently waiting at center ice. Guglietti in over the blue line. Cuts through the middle, lets a shot go, and he scores. Telford in for the draw. Telford wins it to Felix, back to Telford, to the near wing for Felix. He runs out of room, gets the puck in the zone. Jaguars pick it up. Telford pressuring him, gets it to the far corner for Andrade. Andrade behind the net, to the near wing. Bit of a hook, centering pass intended for Lunny, or Telford under his stick. Jaguars up the far wing. Way pins his man, no call. Telford intended for Felix. Puck squirts back in the Jaguars' end. Jaguars send it to the near corner. Off the boards to the blue line, just gets past Jeffrey Stedman. Jeffrey Stedman off the boards, off the ref. Telford's back. Jaguars dump it in the zone. Way picks it up. Peels to the near wing. Over the blue line. Way through center ice. Clock's in, shot, top corner, and it's in. Darling in for the draw. 5:55 to go in the third period. Darling wins it through the skates of DeCamillis. Darling picks up the loose puck, comes up the near wing. Skates around the defense to the corner. Throws it out front for DeCamillis. Chips it in the goal. Flyers goal scored by number 7, Luca DeCamillis. Assisted by number 39, Hudson Darling. And the Flyers goalies. I think Dittman in net needs something to do to keep him occupied. It's been a slow night for him. Darling on the draw, wins it forward, picks it up in over the blue line, shovels it towards the Jaguars' goal, and he'll hold that for the whistle. Darling back in for the draw. To the point for O'Shea. His shot is deflected wide. DeCamillis picks up the loose puck. Changes directions to the far side. Gets it to Darling in the corner. Darling to the half boards. Being pressured, walks along the blue line. Across to Savory. Savory in deep for Darling with the shot. Ambrosio buries the rebound. Darling back in for the draw. DeCamillis picks up the loose puck, sends it to the near boards. Jaguars overskate. Darling into some traffic to try to drive the puck over the blue line. Savory, DeCamillis, and Ambrosio in along the boards. Puck comes out. Ambrosio off the boards to the near corner. Picks it up. Takes it behind the Jaguars net. Sends it out the far corner. Darling to the half boards for Ambrosio. He lets a shot go, missed wide. DeCamillis picks up the loose puck behind the net. Out front, cleared out by the Jaguars. Played off the boards to the blue line. O'Shea spinning, runs into some traffic. Ambrosio picks up the puck. Shot blocked in front. Ambrosio dumps the puck in behind the Jaguars' goal to the near corner. DeCamillis sends it out the far side. Back into the near side for Savory, who's pinching. Puck comes to the near blue line. O'Shea picks it up at center ice. Lifts that to the center. Jaguars back, take it into the Flyer zone. Cross ice pass intercepted. Jaguars chip it into the corner. Savory along the boards. Picked off by the Jaguars. They'll walk out. Shot. Dittman with the save. Well, Nickel had to go retrieve his mouth guard. I guess he washed it with the snow from the ice. Nickel on the draw. Scrum draw. He'll pick it up. Runs out of room. Jaguars. Everybody's overskating it. Chipped to the corner. Sloan bumps into his man. Gets the puck in the corner. Nickel to Guglietti waiting at the half boards. He'll skate it out over the blue line. Cross ice for Felix. He'll get bumped. Felix gets the puck to the near corner. Bit of a slash. Centering pass. Comes back to Mass with the shot. Blocked in front. Rebound. Loose puck. Cleared out to the near corner by the Jaguars. To the point for Sloan. Sloan walks in. Lets the shot go. Tipped wide of the net by the Jaguars player. Guglietti picks it up. Jam play. Loose puck. And he'll keep it out. Just over 3 minutes to go in the third period. Nickel in for the draw. He got a piece of it to Guglietti. Guglietti in front of the net in traffic. Lost it behind, picked it up to the far corner. Spinning out front, shovels it on net. Loose puck picked up by the Jaguars. Start using your points, boys. Jaguars through center ice. Fired it to the far corner. Mass. He'll get there first, send it along the half boards. Almost to the blue line. Dumped back in by the Jaguars. Loose puck. On target. Dittman will hold that for the whistle. Telford in for the draw. Won by the Jaguars. Played back to the point. Thrown towards net. Deflected wide to the near side. Jeffrey Stedman picks up that puck. Sends it the opposite direction for Way. Off the boards for Andrade. Andrade steps around the forecheck. Gets it to Telford just out of his reach. He touched it, so no icing. Lunny picks it up in the near corner. Throws it out front. Jaguars intercept that. Jaguars to the far side. At center ice, picked up by Way. He'll bring it back in over the blue line. Way through the center. Spinning at the blue line. Walks it into the near half boards. Runs out of room. Jaguars couldn't find the puck. They were all standing on it. Finally, they'll clear it out down the near wing into the Flyers' end. Jaguars centering attempt. Past everybody. Shot on net. Missed wide. Jaguars throw it out front again. Telford intercepts that. Gets it to Lunny at the blue line off the boards. He runs out of room. Loose puck picked up by Lunny. In over the blue line. Lunny to the near corner. Out front, shot by Telford, missed wide. Lunny to Way at the point. His shot was deflected. Jaguars pick it up. Play it off the boards to center ice. Jeffrey Stedman picks up in his own zone. 1 minute to go in the third period. Telford, don't wait for the passes, boys. Andrade in over the blue line. Andrade cutting around the traffic. Backhand, opposite direction, missed wide. And the goaltender lost his glove. .48 seconds to go in the third period. Darling in for the draw. He wins it to Ambrosio, throws it on net, loose puck. Cleared back to Ambrosio. He'll get it to Darling in the near corner. Darling steps around one, gets tripped up. DeCamillis on the puck behind the Flyers or Jaguars goal. Ambrosio gets it to the near corner. Ambrosio out front, throws it on net, missed wide. Rebound out the far side to the half boards. Picked up by the Jaguars. They'll skate it up to the center ice. O'Shea back to the blue line. Ambrosio shovels it in. Darling has it in his feet. Back to Ambrosio. Got DeCamillis all alone in front. 10 seconds to go in the third. Jaguars to the half boards. Picked up by Darling. He'll throw it on net. Loose puck cleared out of the way. To the half board, Savory. That'll do it for the game. Good game, boys.